MK, and I'm here with another video for Stitches and Stencils, and today I'm playing along with Series 12 for Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches. This is the sketch that I am going to be creating with today by Jennifer Kane, and I'm also playing along with Janet Fritz's Use the Stuff, so Janet Fritz's Galaxy Girl Creations here on YouTube. Now for this sketch, I plan on shrinking it down to 8.5 by 11. And I pulled out two distress inks because I'm not sure which one I'm going to use, but Chip Sapphire is my favorite. And I have my blending tool. This is the stencil that I will be using. It is by Stamperia. And I found it on a cherry on top. I have no clue what the name of it is. You guys, when I purchase stencils, I gotta tell you, the packaging disappears awfully quick. I also am using these uber old alphas. They're chipboard alphas from Close to My Heart. I was so stoked that I was only missing a C and an I, so I'm going to alter a Q and a J. I also did my stitching on top of these Paige Evans clouds. Now, these clouds were not a stitching file. They were actually a whole cluster of a 12 by 12 cloud cluster, and I cut them apart. Actually, they were leftovers from when I already cut it apart, and I poked holes in it and stitched it. I'm going to be using my Creative Memories cutting tool, circle cutting tool, on this holographic paper by Close to My Heart. I'm not sure if it is still available or not, but I thought it would be a cool effect. On my layout, I'm also using these uber old labels because I found two with stars, again from Close to My Heart back in the day. From Vicki Boutin, I have a couple stickers that have some holographic gold on them. So I'm going to use the round one, this tab, and this cool polka dotted just sticker. I have two photos of my husband's duck hunt, and this was in the morning, and the blue on that photo was just gorgeous. I have one little vellum cloud. I'm sorry, it's a moon. And then from October afternoon, I have these two 6x6 leftovers. So I'm going to map my photos on that paper. And then by 13 Arts, under the stars, I'm going to be using this gorgeous paper called Galaxy. Now, I love this because it's got little imprints of some sort of techie stuff inside with that little splash of yellow. But look at the other side. Oh my goodness, it is so gorgeous. But I think it's going to be too gorgeous that it's going to take away from the photo. So I'm going to use this side with the yellow on it. Okay, now the first thing that I need to do, at first I thought I was going to go ahead and cut my circles, but what I had to do was cut my paper down to 8.5 by 11, because if I don't do that, I am going to forget that I was going to shrink the sketch, because I get so excited playing with my stuff, you guys, I really do. So I went ahead and cut that 13 Arts. Now I'm just deciding on which one. The 13 Arts paper down to 8.5, 11. Finish one sentence before you start another, please. Yes, so I cut it down. Now I'm deciding how big do I want these circles, because my footprint, my paper, is just now shrunk down. So my initial thought was to use that giant ring and cut out bunches of circles, and it would have been just fabulous. However, because of the small format, I had to shrink it down a little bit and be okay. It'll be fine. Now this paper, this holographic paper, is on the thin side. I have to tell you, it's just shy of what to me feels like wrapping paper. It could just be me. It could just be the holographic portion of it. I don't know. But how I'm getting my rings is that I'm using the largest cutter, which is the blue one, and the smallest cutter, which is the red one. And I'm just going down and down and down in size. So that way there's no brain process whatsoever. I'm going to end up with two wonky circles, because as long as my regular circles end up being perfect, I don't care about basically they're throwaways, but now they're going to be pretty cool to use on something else. And then I'll end up with a cool circle too, right? Okay, so here I am just doing one side. I'm going to do a corner of my stencil with that cool compass rose and whatnot. And then I'm going to use the other corner of my stencil, or the right lower corner, with the half compass rose in another section. And then I'm just going to finish off a little bit up top just because I felt like it wasn't, it didn't go all the way up like the other one went all the way down, the stencil portion of it. I'm going to trim my photos down, not too much. One of them I'm going to trim down just a hair shy of 6x4, and then the other one I'm going to trim down to a 3x4, so that way it's just a little bit smaller, and I have more room to play. Now, you're not going to see a whole lot of the image on this October afternoon paper, and I know I wasted it, you guys. I feel so bad. I've been hoarding that October afternoon paper forever. I still have a few sheets and the stickers left of it because I just wish they'd come back. They were so my style, and I didn't discover them until they were already gone. So with that being said, I have to say that you know, I'm past the hoarding point, and I'm also past the point of my kids, you know, doing the whole space discovery thing. I don't know. I've got an entire bin, which isn't very full. It's actually shrinks by the day, of all this cool space stuff, because my kids used to be into the space stuff. They used to be into, you know, wanting to know what's out there and all that cool stuff. And in all honesty, I just was excited to scrapbook it, and now I don't have, I did type of stuff. But I don't have a whole lot of supplies, so I'm trying to do nighttime photos. I'm trying to do more on the nighttime instead of just the space, right? But the October afternoon and a couple other collections that I have are, you know, the Jetsons type of space stuff. And so I have to figure something out. All right, so I'm trying to figure out how I am going to place my title. I don't want it all at the bottom because I really don't want this to be bottom heavy. But I decided while I'm trying to figure that out, I'm going to go ahead and alter my Q and my J and mix up my eyes a little bit so it looks intentional. And now I have the word watching with all the letters I needed. And then I went ahead and decided not to use the fourth cloud. I just felt like it was too big for my small layout. And I also thought that if I cut a portion of it off, would it ruin the stitching? Because I used, you know, a solid thread all the way through. And if I cut it, then it's going to end up, you know, possibly unraveling. So I wasn't sure about that. So I decided to eliminate it altogether. My moon disappeared, and then I realized it was a sticker. That was a bonus. So I'm going to use this leftover October afternoon, and I put it right on the dot. And the whole time I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I just made a Death Star. Yay! Okay, you guys, that's just the geek in me. I apologize, but I was so super stoked, and my husband won't understand it because he's not into Star Wars, but it made me so happy to put that on my layout, and just, you know, just for me. But it's a moon. But for me, it's a Death Star. Yay! And so I'm going to go ahead and add a few little labels. There's not much to say about this because it's one of 642 photos that I have taken, or well, that he took, and I wanted to scrapbook. I just wanted to make sure that, you know, he had a blast doing this hunt with his friends, and he talks about it every day. And so I just wanted to make sure that I scrapbooked every photo. And I did it in 12 by 12 and 8.5 by 11. That way there's a variation in there for some stuff that wasn't nah, and other stuff that was, oh, cool. Last but not least, I am going to go ahead and add this Nouveau Mica Mist. I think it's an Aztec Gold or Aspen Gold or something that starts with an A, gold. And it's going to be very, very subtle. You're not really going to see a whole lot of it when it dries, but I just wanted that little sparkle on the layout as you're moving the page back and forth. And also with the close to my heart letters, I decided not to ink them. I just really liked the tone-on-tone houndstooth print that was on the letters, but I decided not to ink those, you know, just to keep the layout. I really wanted the photos. That blue in the photos was just fabulous, so I really wanted that focus to be on the photos. All right, you guys, that is my layout for today. I really had so much fun playing along with these supplies, and I also am geared up towards the 31 days of cut files that I have coming up, because the first 5 cut files, or I should say the first week, is stitching cut files. So it's going to be so much fun, and I'm going to give lots and lots of hints and tips for those cut files coming up here soon. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All right, you guys, be sure to check out Sandy, who is Sandy, who is State Goddess here on YouTube, to see how she is using Stitches and Stencils, as well as Janet Fritz to see how she is using her Stitches and Stencils. She is also trying to use up the stuff, so I can't wait to see how she incorporates that. And check out the 2 links down below for Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. One is a playlist for all the YouTubers, and the other one is the Facebook group, so you can go and check out all of the wonderful projects that have been entered into the album for Series 12 and all the other series, actually. So anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will check y'all later. Bye!